Hey guys, so quick announcement before I start the episode. So unfortunately, as you guys can probably tell, the content on my channel slowed down significantly in the past week. I haven't posted a video in a very long time, but that is due to the fact that I have started another contract with my job. So my schedule has been absolutely insane with that. And also with this whole coronavirus going on, things have just been very, very complicated, and I've been trying to figure things out. So I've had very, very little time to actually record these episodes, but I do apologize for the lack of content that has been on the channel recently in this past week. But you should now start seeing a steady flow of videos again, and I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode that you're about to watch, and I look forward to start posting more and more videos very, very soon. What's going on YouTube? Hey guys, this is Zippy, and welcome back to episode 8 on the SarCraftic server. And today we are going to be working on something very exciting, and we are going to be working on a mob farm. We've got all the stuff right here, and we are going to be building the mob farm with all of these materials, and I believe, with the exception of the collection system and all of the storage, this is all the resources we need to build the farm itself. I think this would be a rather good spot to put it. So we're going to flatten out this island. We're going to have the farm up in the air like this, and then the island that we flattened out could be where we have all of the chests for our storage system that we're going to build in the future. Okay, so we have quickly just gone ahead and got ourselves a little bit of a setup here before we start building this mob farm, so that we have all of the materials right here and easy to access. So we've got a double chest right here with all of the materials in it, as well as all the shulker boxes right here. And once again, before we even get started building this farm is not my design. It is in fact built by Ilmango, so I will once again always leave a link in the description of the video to his tutorial, so that way you guys can go ahead and check it out. So let's go ahead and just get started building this thing, and I think the first thing we need to do is start building the base of it, which is where all of the mobs are going to be killed. Okay guys, so we are back, and as you can see, I went ahead and I installed the killing platform, and let's see if I can make it over here and land somewhere. But actually I can just fly up right here and kind of show you. So it's kind of in this diamond shape, so it's basically just a glass square to keep in all of the mobs, obviously, when they get flushed down. And then below we have a bunch of water streams that lead into a single hopper right there that's covered up by the trapdoor. And then all right here is pretty much just a bunch of lava blocks what am I saying? Magma blocks that all of the mobs will fall down on and die. And then eventually, we don't have this in yet, but a water source will be dispensed all the way down and fall on top of this block right here, and then it will spread all the way out and flush all of the drops down into the water stream. So now it is time to put in pretty much the rest of the farm, and that is all of the platforms. I believe it is 20 platforms, and it's just a matter of repeating the same thing. Okay guys, and just like that, we now have all 20 layers in place. I'm going to do a quick little flyby just to show you everything as in detail as possible. So one thing you might notice is that the water is actually alternating between the layers, so this way mobs are spawning at all times. And once again, we have 20 layers, and now the next thing that we need to do is go ahead and put a roof on this thing, so that way we can get the light level all the way down to as low as possible, so that way the mobs can spawn even during the day. Because right now, even though we have layers stacked on top of each other, there's still some light getting into each of the layers, which means mobs will not be spawning as efficiently as they could be. Alright guys, so now that we have the roof on this thing, look at how terrifying this mob farm looks. It is pitch black, and there are so many mobs. We are going to do a quick little test just to show you how this farm is going to work, and all you have to do is just turn it on like this. That unlocks this hopper, so that way the items can flow through. And then if we just fly down here, we can go down by our collection system right over here. All the items are obviously flowing right down through all these water streams just as planned, and it's very, very efficient. I stood here for, I'd say 5 minutes max, and let me show you guys how much stuff I actually got. So in this chest right here, we have more loot that we managed to get. So all right here was in the matter of, at most, again, 5 minutes. I'd say more like maybe even 3 minutes. So the next order of business is to actually start building the storage system, and this is something I am very excited about because I have a rather cool idea. So this storage system is going to actually be underwater. So I'm going to use the outline of this killing platform as kind of the square, and then I'm going to fill in any extra water, and then in order to get in and out of it, which I think this is going to be very cool, there is going to be a tube that enters in underwater. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on clearing out the hole itself and also building the tube, and then I will come back and kind of show you guys where we are at. Okay guys, so we are back and quite a lot has happened. So in the previous clip, I said I would go ahead and dig out the hole and put in the tunnel, which as you can see I have done. So let me go ahead and show you. So as you can see, we just go down this staircase right here into the tunnels. I also need to place slabs on top of these blocks so that way we don't have all this water dripping down, because that does look a little bad and it's also kind of annoying. And then here is the hole that we dug out. So once again, it is all stone bricks, and we also have a friendly little creeper that decided to come play with us. Don't exactly know where he came from, but anyways, this is going to be where we have our storage system. So the storage system is going to be on this back wall right here, and then on these other 3 walls, I'm just once again going to do some decorating and maybe add in a pop of color. I'm thinking light blue concrete might be the way to go, and maybe some glass as windows in places that aren't covered up by blocks, so maybe we can look out into the ocean because we are technically underwater right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start gathering up all of the resources that we need to build the storage system, because once again we are going to need a ton of chests and then a bunch of hoppers. So that's going to be the most expensive thing to get, so hopefully it won't take too long to gather up all the resources, and then we can start working on this sorting system because it's going to be quite large. Okay, so we are back after a little bit of resource gathering, and right here we have the shulker box with all of the items that we're going to need. And as you can see, we've got all the redstone components. We have a dropper, some ice, we've got a few slabs, we have all of the hoppers that we need. We need 4 stacks, actually a little bit less, so I just went ahead and rounded it up to 4 stacks. This is how many chests we need. And then these are just some building blocks. And then this is going to be where all the chests are going to be going. And obviously it's going to be out a little bit more because we have to put in all of the hoppers and redstone circuits behind that. So that way everything actually gets sorted properly. So in total we have 19 chests, and then they're going to all go up by 10 blocks. So I'm going to go ahead, and now that we have all the resources, I'm going to start building this thing. And hopefully when we come back, the entire thing will be complete. So this is the storage system all complete. And I also went ahead and I put in all the items in these item frames so you know which of the chests correspond to what item. And then for this item frame right here, this is basically just miscellaneous. But right now, and this thought completely slipped my mind, is that we can only access, I think, what is that, 6 chests? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 chests. So we need to actually put in a platform, kind of like what we have over at the iron farm. And I also think I'm going to fill in these gaps with some smooth stone as well. So once again, you can't see kind of behind the scenes. So I'm going to go ahead and pretty much build up the staircase and the platform, fill in these gaps, and then I will show you guys pretty much what the final project is going to look like. And then we can start doing some decorating, because right now this place looks very, very boring. Okay, and after quite a bit of decorating, we now have the platform and the staircase all in place. And I also went ahead and I added in all of our smooth stone slabs along the bottom and along the top, so that way it fits in with the theme as well. And I also actually almost forgot about this. I filled in the entire roof with some glass blocks, so that way we can just have the natural light and we just have a nice simple little staircase going all the way up. And then we have a platform right up here, so that way we can access 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th chest is right here on the same level as the platform. So we have 5 chests on the top, and then the other 5 chests down below. Now, one thing I quick want to mention is that after I did all this, I went ahead and I kind of did a test, and I went ahead and I did an AFK session overnight to make sure that all the items were going to be filtered properly throughout the storage system, and the collection system was going to be working fine. And when I checked back the next morning, 2 things happened. The first thing that happened was the storage system sorted all the items perfectly. Now, the second thing that happened had to do with the collection system, and this collection system is way, way too slow. As you can see, that comparator keeps firing, and that is because all of these hoppers are completely backed up with items. We were getting so many drops so quickly that these items were coming in way too fast for these hoppers to manage. And I logged back on, and there was a huge pile of items just sitting on top of that top hopper. So what we need to do is I think we need to kind of do the same thing that we did over at the iron farm and change this hopper stream into a water stream. Alright guys, so we are back, and as you can see, I've actually done quite a bit of work since the last clip, but let's go ahead and just focus on the actual water stream that we have now put in. So I did get rid of the hopper stream, and I've now put in this water stream, so hopefully that will solve the problem of all of our items being backed up and not flowing into the storage system. So now they should all flow right into this water stream and go directly into the sorting system up on top, and then be put into our storage system without any backups or any problems that we experienced in the last clip of everything being slowed down and all backed up. But now let me show you everything else that I've been working on. So as you can see, we have a ton of accents of the light blue concrete. So I put some light blue concrete in the walls along with some smooth stone, again as another accent to go along the walls. And then we also added our face, and then we also have the floor, and once again we just have our usual pathways. And then here we have our tunnel, and once again we have these accents of the light blue concrete. And then I went ahead and I added in some glass on the very top so that we could look up into the ocean. And this goes all the way along the staircase as well. We've got our light blue concrete and the glass as well. And yeah, so this is now everything officially built. So now, oh, and I also added the AFK platform up there. So that is what we're going to be doing next. So I need to go ahead and do another AFK session overnight. Okay guys, so it is the next morning, and by the looks of things, everything seemed to have worked perfectly. There are no items stuck in any of the corners, which means all the items definitely flew into the storage system at least. But now to do the real test to make sure that all the items are actually sorted. So right here at the very end, we have our miscellaneous area where any drops that I haven't already labeled, if that happens to get into the system, it'll flow down right here. So ideally, in this chest, none of these items should appear. So let's go ahead and check and make sure that none of those items appeared in the chest. And that is a success. So all we have is some raw chicken and some feathers. And I think that is from those baby zombies that spawn on chickens. So that was a very, very successful AFK session. And everything is working perfectly. So this is now officially done. And it works great, and that is awesome. Alright guys, so that is going to conclude this episode because as of right now, it looks like our time is up. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like on the video, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, this has been Zippy, and I will see you guys next time.